Hello and welcome to another healthy snacking recipe. Today we're actually doing a meal. We're not going to do a snack. I'm going to make some veggie tacos. So you can actually use this as tacos and insert them in taco shells or flour wraps. You could also eat this as a chili, serve it over some rice, eat it just as it is. So it's kind of a catch-all. So however you want to eat this, you could actually even just throw some pasta in it if you want as well and eat it like a chili pasta. So I'm going to be using my Instant Pot, but you can use a pot on the stove for this as well. But I've got a tablespoon of oil in my Instant Pot, and I'm going to just put this to the side and get my veggies ready. So we don't have many veggies left in our fridge, so I'm kind of just using what we have, which is the best thing about tacos is with the seasonings and everything that you add to it, it always tastes delicious no matter what vegetables you have. So I'm going to be using some minced garlic, about a tablespoon. This is a half a tablespoon, so I'm going to do 2 of these. Just measure with your heart. I might add a little bit more. We'll definitely be adding some garlic powder. All right, and then we have some celery. So we like small pieces, so I'm gonna cut each stalk in half and then chop that up. The garlic, the celery, and I'm gonna be adding onion and shallots. Those are gonna go in the pot with the oil first so that they can saute and really release their flavors. And then everything just gets cooked right in the same pot, which is awesome. So I'm going to add my celery. Okay, so I have a shallot here and I peeled off the skin. And carefully, I'm just going to dice the shallot. And I'm going to add onion and shallot just because they have different flavors to us. But if you don't like onion, if you don't like shallots, if you only like a little, just add what you like. This is extremely customizable. Woo, it's getting to my eyes. All right, and now I'm gonna add the shallots in to the pot. Okay, and now I have a Vidalia onion. And I'm just gonna cut some slices. The rest of this I'm going to leave intact. Put in a container, and that goes in the fridge. There we go. And then for the onion, I just take off the outer layer. Put them on top of each other. Whew. And then I just start cutting. All right, so I've got my onion slices and I'm gonna add them to the pot. And then I'm going to start sauteing. So for this, I like to use a spoon to stir. And I'm just going to keep that here and stir every once in a while. I'm gonna prep my other veggies while this starts sauteing. Okay. So I have some cabbage. That is what have in my fridge needs to be used. So this is a side cut, there's no core. So I can use all of this cabbage. So I'm just going to dice this cabbage. All right, we've got our cabbage diced up. Now I have these portobello caps that we were gonna grill, but we never got around to it. So I'm gonna also dice them up, and I'll be right back. All right, so we've got our mushrooms and our cabbage, and in here, our garlic, our onion, and our celery is sauteed. So I'm just going to add my cabbage and mushrooms into this pot. And so we've got our cabbage and our mushrooms mixed in, and I'm just gonna stir it. You see they've cooked for a little already. And now we're going to add our main protein, which I know is heavily debated. Some people love it, some people don't, but I'm adding tofu. So for a veggie taco, veggie chili, you know, whatever you're making, I like to add this, but it's not needed. Again, the veggies are going to add a lot of texture and nutrients. So I've drained the package, and this is really fun. You're literally just going to take the block of tofu and squish it. And it makes like I don't know, kind of like rice shape. But the great thing about tofu is it takes on the flavor of whatever you're mixing it with. So this is just going to basically taste like taco seasoning, vegetables, but it's going to add kind of like a ground beef or ground turkey, ground chicken, ground meat, I should just say, consistency. So you see it kind of looks like how ground meat would look. Let's let that focus. Come on, focus. And again, I'm just going to stir. Clean my hands off. There we go. There's the focus. All right. And I'm just going to mix that in. If you see any like big pieces, you can just use your spoon and break it up. Now we're going to add a drained can of black beans. There we go. We've got our mostly drained can of black beans. You can add any beans you like. You like kidney beans, chili beans, fava beans. Some people add more than one kind of bean. Again, you're making it whatever you like, add it in. And now I would usually add a can of tomatoes, but I've got a lot of grape tomatoes I need to use. So I'm gonna have these tomatoes and then add them in. All right, so I added in all of my halved tomatoes. Some were a little bigger, so I cut them into threes. And then I have shredded carrots. Work's already done for me. So I'm just gonna take a handful, put it in, super easy. You can also cook this in a slow cooker. So that's basically what I'm going to be doing. All right. So we've got all of the veggies I'm gonna be using in here. Now let's add our water, our broth, and our spices. Okay, we're gonna add some of this taco sauce. It says it's spicy, it's not, it's mild. It's kind of just like the Taco Bell taco sauce, but it's really good. Next, we're going to add our Cholula hot sauce. You can use whatever hot sauce you want. This one is our favorite. And if you don't like things spicy, you don't have to add hot sauce at all. So we usually give this a lot of good squirts. Whoops, making a mess, that's all right. Perfect. And then we're going to add about 12 teaspoons of taco seasoning. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Let me finish the rest. And then I'm going to give this a good stir. Oops. I want to make sure the taco seasoning gets spread throughout. I'm also going to add garlic powder, red chili flakes, but again, if you don't like spice, you don't have to add it. Onion powder, then we like to add some green and red hatch chili flakes, but again, feel free to omit. I also like to use fresh peppers. We just don't have any. I'm going to use some sofrito seasoning. It gives it so much flavor when you add these. A little umami seasoning. And some black garlic. Oh, that's into my black garlic, so I'm using that much. All right, then we're going to stir. Again, make sure the seasoning is going throughout. If you prefer something that is more red, you can definitely add some tomato sauce, more tomatoes. It'll get redder as it cooks. Then I'm just gonna add a little bit more water. I kind of want it to be a little soupy and then cook down thicker. It's really going to help all of the seasonings mix together. All right, now I'm going to cook this in my Instant Pot and use it as a slow cooker. So if you're using it on a pot, you want to bring it to a simmer. So wait till it starts boiling or you start getting bubbles, and then lower the heat. Or you can put it in a slow cooker and cook it in a slow cooker for as long as you want. It only gets better the longer it cooks because the flavors really meld together. Or if you're cooking it in an Instant Pot, you can pressure cook it and then slow cook it, or, you know, there is no wrong way. The longer you cook it, the better it's gonna taste. I'm also going to add some tahini. The best thing about making this is, one, it's delicious, but two is you're making it. You can add whatever vegetables you have on hand. You can omit any vegetables you don't like. I like to make this too if we have a lot of different vegetables we need to get rid of. They're gonna go bad soon. So this just helps that. So you'll notice that some of the tomatoes are already less firm. We've got some that are starting to get wrinkled. The more they cook, they're gonna cook down, release their juices. Then this will get redder. But it already smells amazing. I wish you could smell it through the camera. So I'm just gonna let this cook, and then I'm gonna add it to our favorite tortillas or taco shells and enjoy. We're gonna eat this tonight and tomorrow. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic weekend.